Welcome back to CTN Journal. I'm Jennifer Anderson. This edition is all about family. It took Ryla Hoffman many years to find hers, but when she did, it was a dream come true. Not all teenagers would cherish a moment like this. Then again, not all teenagers have lived what Ryla Hoffman has. It's taken 16 long years to get here.
Adults haven't really been consistent in my life, and Andrew and Laura are the first people who have been consistent in my life.
This is Ryla's forever home. Laura Hanna and Andrew Hoffman first met Ryla as a foster child a little less than a year ago. The couple quickly began the process of adoption.
The statistics tell you that once they hit age 10, it's really difficult for them to find permanency. And we felt like every kid in foster care needs to be able to have a home and that can launch them into adulthood. And just because they're getting old enough to be an adult doesn't mean that they don't need parents that care about them and will help them.
Ryla's biological father passed away when she was young, and her mother struggled with addiction for most of Ryla's life. She was just 4 the first time she went to a foster home.
It was really hard. I'd be in and out of different foster homes. Some foster homes wouldn't want to take care of me, so then they'd send me off to the next one. Sometimes I'd be able to go home for like a year or 6 months, and that would just make things so much worse.
After 12 years in and out of the system and just 2 years away from aging out of foster care, Ryla's future was uncertain.
My mom got her rights taken away. Then I started to go downhill just like my mom did. And I finally found the strength in myself to pick myself back up, but it was a long, hard road.
With treatment and counseling, Ryla is thriving with Laura and Andrew. She's in school and holds down a job, and Ryla was officially adopted in September.
I felt like I could let go of everything that happened to me in my past, and I could finally have a family. It was one of the best moments in my life.
I'm always just awestruck by the generosity that adoptive parents have and people that are willing to open up their homes and their hearts, initially to a stranger.
Nikki Farrago of Minnesota's Children and Family Services says hundreds of children are waiting for a second chance like Ryla's.
So right now we have 820 children that are under state guardianship in the state that are looking for permanent adoptive homes. So the need is great.
Give me pa. Give me pa.
A permanent home for a teen can mean the difference between a dropout and a high school graduate, or a stable career versus life on the streets.
Bailey.
Ryla is on a path to be one of the success stories. This family of 3 fosters puppies and works every day to build trust in each other.
I mean, it's been life-altering, just like when anyone brings a child into the world.
For Andrew, Ryla has brought his life full circle.
I've been adopted myself.
He's overcome to pay forward the joy of family he received when his parents adopted him.
You know, there are a lot of kids who get put up for adoption, whether that's as an infant or as an older child, and they don't always find homes. But for me, I've lived a very blessed life. I would say I've lived the American dream, one could say. So I just really want to be able to pass that forward.
A dream that began decades ago now paves the way for Ryla's bright future.
I hope in 5 to 10 years that she is out on her own and is thriving, whatever that looks like.
I do have a place in the world. This home really makes me feel like that.
At last count, 905 children were adopted in Minnesota in 2018. 820 are still waiting. Of those more than 800 kids looking for a home, 40% are older children and teens. That brings us to the end of this edition of CTN Journal. If you'd like to learn more about adoption and the great need in Minnesota, visit mnadopt.org.